Hi, I'm Missy, and this is my story of hope. Our story began when my husband wanted to find out the sex of our firstborn baby, and we went in at 20 weeks and for an ultrasound, and to find out that they sent us directly to a high-risk doctor because his lateral ventricle in his brain was not developed to a normal size. And so we went to that high-risk doctor, and it grew to the normal size, and then we thought we were, all good to go. Well, then Cash, my son, we found out it was a boy through all of that, and his name is Cash, and he was a week late, and so I had him naturally, and we thought everything was fine. Then the delivery nurse, the day that I delivered him, said there were some markers, notified the doctor, and she thought that maybe he had Down syndrome, and so that they would come in and tell us, and then run some tests, and later we'd find out for sure what those test results came back to be. My background is a teacher, an elementary teacher, so I had been around others that had Down syndrome or other special needs a lot, so I knew what that meant. When they came to deliver the news to us in the hospital room that first day, and I was okay with it because I had background and knowledge. My husband did not. He was not sure if he'd be able to walk, talk, go to the bathroom, feed himself, or anything. So it was, he was our firstborn, so all your dreams and everything kind of just shift and change. So the first thing that came to my thought at that moment was, we lived in a big city with a big public school, but I came from a small town, and I went to a parochial school, a Catholic school, and I wanted that for my own children. And so that was the first thing that came to my thought, is getting him into a Catholic school. And so that was my new mission in life. So when he was young, he loved sports. So getting him into sports was his way that the route he wanted to go. So we followed that, and he did lots of different little sports with his school because he was in a small Catholic school or a parochial school. He did do some sports through them, and did some other public sports, and we found that he did wonderful things, and the inclusion, the people that we met along the way, the coaches, the other teammates, he made so many friends, and we loved all of that. But the number one thing that I didn't expect is that he loves to work. He loves to keep busy. So he is busy every single day. He gets up every day, maybe earlier than he would like, but he gets up and out of the house every day. So that's one thing I wasn't expecting when we had him at birth. So he gets a paycheck, and he works at Ciano's, and he's a busser there. So he does that 2 days a week, and then another day he's with his behavior consultant, and they volunteer all over Fort Wayne, and he does things that sometimes, he gets stuck in a rut sometimes about what he is. He's very OCD kind of, and he wants to do the same thing all the time, and that keeps him up and out of the house and going and doing new things and meeting new people. His number one strength is conversation, for sure, and it always has been. I think that is all because of being included in the classroom. Because he was surrounded by people talking all day long, and they would always come up to him and talk. He would talk, give the answers back. So I think being included in a classroom where there are other typical peers that had conversation going all the time instead of just quiet silence, that has been a huge thing that has developed him into being such a wonderful conversation person. My biggest piece of advice would treat them just like any of your other children. They need all the love, the support, the guidance, and the discipline that the other kids do. And that can be tricky at times, especially if there's health issues, if there's heart defects, if there's different things going on. It makes it a little tricky, but try to stand your ground and be true to your child, just your child with special needs, just like your other children.